Torture cases have risen in the past decade. In fact, from 2001 to 2010, we registered 1,099 cases of torture, but the numbers could be higher because there are underreported cases of torture. Anyway, the human rights abuses went up tremendously in the past decade, especially torture, which forced Congress to pass a law in 2009 to ban torture. So the Philippines is one of the few countries in Asia which criminalized torture, and we were able to do this last November 2009. Despite the passage of the anti-torture law, unfortunately, it didn't prevent the continued rise of torture cases, but the positive thing is that we can use the law to sue police forces, army, and other institutions or officers who committed torture. It should be one of the priorities of the government, especially human rights advocates in the government, because torture is not being actively discussed in the media, in our schools, and even within the bureaucracy, because they think it is less lethal, because it will not lead to death. But the fact that we passed an anti-torture law should remind everybody that it is a serious issue which should be tackled by everybody in our country. Torture dehumanizes not just the victim, not just the perpetrator, but everybody who is aware of that torture is happening. That indifference is also what makes torture appalling. And it is against our humanity, it is against our moral principles, and there are better ways to solve criminality or terrorism, and we should not use the methods of torture. Torture, for me, reflects the failure of our institutions. It is a symptom that something is wrong with our democracy. So we should not use torture to enforce democracy, but we should solve the problems of democracy so that we will not be able to use torture. Torture is a taboo. No one will publicly endorse torture. But the sad thing is that it is secretly being endorsed and practiced by our law enforcement agencies because they have this thinking that it is essential to weaken their enemies. Unfortunately, in a third world society like the Philippines, the enemies are the people themselves who are resisting bad government policies or development aggression projects. So for politicians, they will oppose torture, and for our law enforcement authorities, they will also oppose torture. They will claim support for concepts like democracy and rule of law, and the public as well. But the underside of this is that unconsciously the people would want to support torture for the right people, for the right time, and for the right cases. But for me, and it should be the mainstream norm, there is no little torture, there is no right torture. Small or big torture is wrong. And so I think it is very positive that in our law, we integrated human rights concepts and anti-torture norm in our courses. In all levels of schooling, elementary, high school, and tertiary levels, torture will be taught to students that it is wrong and it is anathema in a democracy. I realized that it is not enough that we have legislation against torture. There should be political will and there should be efforts to implement the law. And one crucial element is the funding of these programs. Second is the coordination of the government with other human rights advocates, monitoring, documentation, and improving the complaints mechanism. Another important realization from this conference is that there is a need for international coordination on how to improve police work, how to improve our public institutions, how to reform our criminal justice system. So it is, for me, torture, because of this conference, I realized it's not just an issue about being cruel to another person, but it is about improving our public institutions. Definitely, one of the initial actions that I will take is to inquire about the implementation of the anti-torture law. Second, if the rules of procedure or the implementing rules and regulations which we drafted last year have been disseminated. I will ask if our law enforcement agencies have been educated about the provisions in the anti-torture law, and I intend to speak inside the Parliament, deliver a privileged speech about the impact of torture on individuals, ordinary people who are facing harassment and threat from powerful persons.